Welcome to 5 Minutes of Momentum. These episodes are a short 5-minute burst of inspiration, motivation, and massive action. If you need that little kick up the butt to get things moving and to inspire you to take massive action, then every single Thursday I'll be sending you through a 5-minute episode to download, digest, and implement to finish your week off strong. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Hey, welcome back to 5 Minutes of Momentum. Today I want to talk to you about the signs that maybe you've outgrown your business model. And so I talk a lot about like going from growth to then scale. So the way that I define this is like growth is you're pretty much trying to figure out all the different things. You're trying to get your offering right. You are, doing all the market research. You're basically determining whether your offer is viable. When you are ready to scale, then you have a viable offer and you're wanting to then go to one-to-many and you're wanting to be able to reach a lot more people, right? So we're scaling the business. And so one of the things that often happens when we get to this stage is we realize that, hey, I can't keep doing what I'm doing because it's not conducive with me being able to run a successful business and survive, right? And it could be financially, it could be emotionally, it could be energetically. There's so many things that come into play. And I think that you've got to pay attention to some of the signs that it's not always about you, and sometimes it's actually about the business model. And so some of the signs that you may notice are things like things are a hell of a lot more complex than they need to be. And that's where we need to simplify as well as get support. And I guess we sometimes just feel like we have to keep doing it all on our own. So I recently put out an email and shared with one of my groups, Unstoppable Sales, that the program that they have been experiencing is most likely going to be the last time that I run that program, or in the way that it's been run in the past. And they were really sad about it. And I'm really sad about it because it's been one of my most popular programs and it's something that I really enjoy running. I love teaching sales. I love supporting my women with money mindset. I like everything that I do, none of that's going to change. But what I realized was for me to scale it, there's some areas there that I need to simplify and elevate, especially in the season that we're in. So with everything shifting with AI, and I saw this happening actually a little while ago with, say, Amy Porterfield and Jenna Kutcher, in some of the decisions that they were making in their business. And I feel like sometimes we judge that and we don't know all the behind the scenes. And so you've got to be conscious of what you make decisions around. I didn't look at that and be like, oh, I need to do that too. That was not the case. This actually came very internally for me. And I had some experiences and some conversations, and it made me realize that, hey, there is things that my clients need that I cannot offer on my own. And there were things that are needed in this next season that is also really my zone of genius that I really want to lean into. And so I realized that that specific program wasn't going to cut it for where I want to take my business and where I want to support my clients. And so it was amazing for what it was, and it's been amazing. And I've loved every single client that I've had through that program. And I love the results that they've achieved and how it's built their confidence and they've built their sales abilities. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And that program, all the pre-recorded stuff will stay. And I'm not sure how I'm going to use it yet, but it'll still stay and it's still in my vault. But basically what I'm looking at is I've had some market research conversations recently where I'm like, what do you need? What do you really need right now? What are you gravitating towards? What is missing? And what I realized was that my program on its own was not enough for where my clients are moving and what they need. And so I realized with this change of online that we're in, with the AI coming through and so much changing so fast, and also with the shift in the marketing space with regards to the algorithm changing on Instagram and all of these things, I'm continuing to upskill all the stuff behind the scenes. I've been working on a lot behind the scenes, and I realized that, hey, I need to make some changes in this program to really open up the space for my ideal clients to have more and to get the support that they need in a really unique way. So one of the things that I feel like is really missing right now is the connection and the opportunity to connect and relate to other business owners that make you feel more seen and heard in the experiences that you're having. Because with more AI, people are becoming a lot more disconnected, and it creates a lot of isolation and it creates a lot of a silo decision making in your business because you think it's just you. You think you're the only one experiencing this, and I guarantee you are not. And when you're in a community that allows you to see that you're not the only one experiencing this, and then you have space to actually navigate ways through it, your comeback rate is so much better. And so we want to be conscious of the way that we're thinking about our service offerings, especially now because people don't buy knowledge, right? People are not buying knowledge anymore because of AI. It's so quickly accessible.
at the tip of a finger. They do want the step-by-step though, because I think with AI, it's one of those things that's so confusing that people are getting all the ideas. We don't need more ideas. We need more execution. We need more implementation. And we need to know what's going to be right for our businesses. And so there's so many things that are shifting that I wanted to go back to the market and be like, what do you need? Like, what do you need? And what's something that you would absolutely love to have that you don't currently have access to? And so I've been working on something behind the scenes to create that. And to make way for it, I needed to shift away from unstoppable sales in the way that it's currently being run. So I need to simplify. I need to bring in more support. I need to create spaces where I am leaning on other experts. It's not just all on me either. And so some of the things that you may start to notice if you feel like you've outgrown your current business model are these. One, you are so heavily manually running everything within your business. So if that is creating a lot of heaviness, if it's creating a lot of lack of space, lack of energy, it's draining you, like that's where you need to decide, okay, the way that I'm currently running this, is this serving everyone, including me? And if it's not, you can make some changes. And so there's definitely some things that you can make facilitation-wise or the way that your delivery-wise that will support that. And I've definitely made some changes with that within Unstoppable Sales over the last couple of years. And it's been great. And I love the program. It's easy to run. Like it's not something that, drains my life or anything like that. Like it's actually great. But there's definitely some things there where I was like, I'm leaning too much on me giving so much of myself that I need to adjust this. Other things were like, is it a no-brainer for your ideal client to say yes to? If you're finding yourself having to convince or spend a lot of time explaining what it is that you do, then that could be an issue where you're not actually meeting them where they're at and you're creating an offering that isn't really serving them really with where they're at. And then also as you're scaling, you want to consider like, is this something that is a viable business that can run on its own? And so it's another thing that I really noticed within myself of like, it cannot run on its own without me. Like without me, it does not exist. And so I really recognize that there's some areas there that I really need to do some work on in order for me to be able to, again, open myself up for support and create excellent results for my clients that's not just all reliant on me. And then the last little piece that's really been really highlighting me recently is I think sometimes we can get lost in what our zone of genius is and what we do differently. And what I love to support people with is honestly, this, it's the mindset side of things. And it's one of those things that gets left behind sometimes. And it's not that it gets left behind, but intentionally, it's because people focus and look at the strategy being the most important piece. But the mindset is the foundation of everything. And so I want to be able to support people through those challenging times, through the uncertainty of business. And I think I'm going to do a series on this on the podcast and on Instagram, like reels, because with everything happening in the world, people are getting really stuck in the uncertainty of it, which is normally going to happen in business times. Like we're going to have ups and downs, the way that the economy goes up and down. Like it happens. And it's what you do with that information that makes all the difference. So watch the space. There's more coming. I want to share with you more about it. But when I'm going to take it firstly to my clients and see how they like it first before I bring it to the world. And I want you to know, let this be this permission slip that if you're feeling like your business model really isn't supporting you and your lifestyle and what you want it to be, and it's also like missing the mark when it comes to something with your clients, then you have the permission to make changes. And just the way, I don't know if this is going to be the right decision. I don't know that. I have no clue. I'm just going to make the decision. I'm going to move towards what I feel like is going to be the best decision for me and for my clients. And then down the track, if I decide that I want to run Unstoppable Sales again, it's more than possible to do that. I could absolutely just announce hey, I'm doing another round. Anyone want to join? I can do that. And I think that's the beauty of being your own business owner, is that you can make those decisions. And you just don't make yourself wrong when you make those decisions. You celebrate yourself by making the hard decisions. You go for it, you go all in, and then you can always change your mind. All right, have an incredible day.